Hey, how's it going, everybody? I got something a little different. This is a kind of a fun deck I've just been playing on the side uh, very recently after the last BCS because one of my opponents played it. I was like, hey, I think I have the old deck core, and that was like it was a fun time. So this is Mygo. I don't really know a lot about the specific Mygo show, so I'm not really sure about all the characters in this or whatnot. Uh, but yeah, we'll just get into that really quick. So we have the ride line, which is the new starter, the new grade one. The new grade one's really good. It gets you two cards, so it gets you your grade one music order, and it gets you your the original copy of the grade three, and it binds the grade three and adds a music card to hand, which is pretty good because this deck wants to get all five names bound. And then you have the grade 2, which on ride searches your deck for any of the Mygo music cards. And then we have the main grade 3, the big upgrade. Uh, so it has two abilities. I say big upgrade. I don't really feel like it's like the hugest upgrade because of a complaint with the second ability. But on ride, you search your deck or drop or face up damage for a Mygo, and you get to that doesn't have a name in your bind zone, and you get to bind it. And it's not referring to the specific names. Like I think this one's name is Tomori or something. Yeah. So like if for some reason, like, because you'll ride and put the original one of her in the bind zone, if for some reason you want to put this specific card in the bind zone, you are allowed to. Again, I don't know why you would, but it is not like band name restricted, it is card name restricted. So that's something nice. Uh, and then if you have the original copy of her bound, she gets all of the act abilities that one gets. And if she's at grade 3 and you have, or beginning of battle phase, all of your different names are bound, she gets +5. That's my only like gripe with this is like I don't understand why it wasn't like +10 or something. I feel because it doesn't restand or anything, so it seems kind of like a miss. But I mean, what can you do, right? The card still plays pretty solid. I'm gonna go into the music order cards next, and like I I can't pronounce most of these, so you'll just have to kind of deal with that. So we have the grade one. This is the only grade one we play for the music orders. This when you put it in the back row to play it as a music card, it goes straight to the set order zone. And then every turn you can Energy Blast 3 to grab a Mygo that you don't have in your bind zone and put it to your bind zone from either your deck, your drop, or I believe it's just deck or drop. Actually, I don't think it has the damage one. No, it doesn't have the damage one. That's just the Vanguard. So helps you get your different names filled up pretty quick because you're going to be energy blasting 3 every time for this. If you go second, you're more likely to have all of them bound, But if you go first, you kind of gotta luck your way into binding one of them. We have this one, which is top 7 to call a Mygo card that's grade 2 or less, and then your opponent can't mess with your bind zone. It's kind of cute. Um, this is our restand a front row rear guard on Vanguard swing, and if your opponent's at grade 3, you can restand the column instead. Um, Again, it's nice. It's not super crazy. And we have the big grade 3 ones. This one lets you, if you have all the band names on board, at the end of battle Vanguard attacks, you discard one uh, and restand all your guys. And then if your opponent's at grade 3, you get +5 to all your guys. Just your rear guards, not your Vanguard. And then this one is that, but doesn't cost anything, but also doesn't give power. And it's only based on if you have the band names in your bind zone. So if you only have 3 of them face up, Like you have like the two front rows and either of the back row, you're only restanding three rear guards, but that's still like a pretty decent, you know. I tend to, on my grade 3 turns, lean towards this more than this one specifically, just because I don't want to discard a card in hand. But either the restander orders are all pretty fine, at least in my opinion. We'll move on to the grade 3s. I'm gonna go band member at a time, just because it gives me a chance to explain uh, the differences between all of the old ones and the new ones. So three Persona Ride and one of the one that we're going to bind with the grade 1. So all the skills you copy off of her for your new Vanguard is that you can Soul Blast 1 to call a Mygo from your bind zone, and then if your opponent's at grade 3, you call 2 instead of 1. It's kind of nice, you know, lets you set up pretty good. And then the other ability is Counterblast 1. If you didn't play an order this turn, you can search your deck for a deck or drop for a music order and play it. So that's kind of the reason why we're only playing 5 of these, because realistically, you search out one of these, and the rest of these you can just grab at any point if you want to, off of the skill, which is really nice. And obviously, 3 Persona Rides. You know, we like to Persona Ride. We have this one is Ramma. Basically, when they restand, if your opponent's at grade 3, both get drive checks. And on swing, they both, or every time they swing, they get power, but they have to bind themselves at the end of turn. So basically, this one will swing for 15. When you restand it, it'll swing for 20 with a drive check if your opponent's at grade 3, or it'll just swing for 20. The difference is uh, this one just gets the drive check, whereas this one uh, gets the drive check if your opponent's at grade 3. And if you Persona Road this turn, you can discard a card from hand and then get rid of her name from your bind zone to the drop. So get rid of this. And she will do Twin Drive instead of one drive check, which is pretty cool. Helps you get a little more pressure out there. Definitely a decent upgrade. We only need one copy of this because we can fish it out with either the Vanguard skill or the set order skill, so we're not too worried about that. It's not as great to draw, but which one is good to draw is, I believe this is Anon. So we're playing 6 of her, 2 of the original, 1 of the new one. And the reason why is because they both deck thin you a card, but in a different way. So this one's Counterblast on play to look at top 5 and call a Mygo that's grade 2 or less. Whereas this one is Counterblast 1, look at top 5 to add any Mygo card from deck to hand, which is really good. And then uh, end of battle that both of them swing. This one binds itself to draw a card. This one can bind itself to draw a card, or you can take one of these from your bind zone, get rid of it. She'll stay on the board and you get to draw a card. That's the part that doesn't come up super often, at least not that I could see. Like, I'd rather get rid of this so my opponent can't do anything to it. But she's definitely like the early game all star in my opinion. We have 4 of this is Taki, 4 of the new Taki, and 1 of the original. Shout out to my buddy, he pulled this and in the original Divine set, and we did a little swap. I don't remember what the swap was, but he really wanted something I pulled, so I was like, sure, just give me this, I guess. I don't know. The only thing I know about this character is I like her voice actress a lot. She puts out a lot of good songs, so that's something. This is the defensive Mygo unit. So they both have very different on places as compared to how the other two had like similar effects. So this one's on play is to put a music order from your face up damage or your drop zone into soul. So it helps you get extra soul, which is really nice. And this one is on play to Soul Blast 1. Look at top 3 to add a music card. If you ever draw this, you're never doing that. This one you may as well do just to get yourself an extra soul back, which is really nice. And then they both share a defensive skill. This one is field or hand. You can bind her to be a 10k shield for that battle. This one is the same, but you can also drop this from your bind zone uh, to your drops, or take this from your bind zone, put it to your drop zone, and it gets an extra 5k shield, so it's a 15k shield. It's really nice. This is probably one of my favorite skills of the deck. Uh, in terms of like, how do I put this? I think like these two are like my favorite ones by far, just because this always gets you advantage, and this one always sets you up for defense really nice. The drive check one is really good, and then the last one is the one like I could kind of care less about, to be honest. It's I think it's Soyo. I'm playing two of each because the skill isn't super great. Basically, on or this one's on play to bind a card or draw a card, bind a card from hand, give a unit +5, and this one is on play just give something +5. Both of those are fine. It's not really important. The second effect that they have is when they boost, they get a guard restrict. So when it boosts, you can Soul Blast one, and that you get a guard restrict effect. The difference is this one will bind itself at the end of the battle, so you never want to use this one. This one will, if you get rid of this from the bind zone, it will stay on field until end of turn, I believe. Or no, this will end of turn bind it regardless. So dropping one of these keeps this on board. Um, it's fine. It's not super important. The most important thing is if you wanted to, because you're going to be restanding the column that she's in pretty frequently. So you kind of have the option now to be like, hey, do I want to uh, Soul Blast one on the first boost, or do I want to do it on the second boost? Whereas this one, you could only do it on the second boost, which kind of sucks in my opinion. But that is it for the like Mygo units, and the last generic part of the deck is 4 perfect guards and 1 twin cast. Twin cast is just a really good one for this. I don't see a reason to play Fire Regalis, but I can understand if you wanted to play it. But I feel like the deck tutors itself out enough that you just don't really care about it. And defense is always nice. Onto the triggers, we have purple OT. Healing a card is just insanely good, you know, especially for this deck because realistically, all of your restands occur at the end of a battle that your Vanguard attacks, so flipping red OT isn't good. You could play blue OT for the extra crit and to get a card back from your drop zone, but never feels that great, whereas just healing one in an aggressive meta feels pretty darn good. We're playing 8 crits. You can play whatever crit you want. I'm playing the Ave Musica one because I watched the show and I thought it was decent. Same with the effect fronts and the heal triggers. Um, I don't believe they have effect heals for Mygo or Ave Musica, so you kind of gotta like just deal with the vanilla ones. But you don't want to play draws because you will deck out super fast. At least it feels like it if you're constantly drawing cards and deck thinning. So that is it for this deck profile. Just a fun, silly one that I've been playing on the side. And that is about it for this video. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.